We continue to follow breaking news on the growing mosquito fire that has now been burning for a week now. The situation has really escalated there. At this point, nearly 50,000 acres have burned and at least 25 homes have been destroyed. We've been following this for the past week now, and this afternoon we have several crews live in that area. I believe now we want to head out to ABC 10's Luke Clary. Luke, you are in Foresthill, I believe. If you can hear us, I know it is a very active scene and there are choppers flying above. What is going on where you are at right now?
Laura, I hear you loud and clear. We are just off Foresthill Road in the town of Foresthill near a Morton's grocery store where we can really have a vantage point at the smoke that's coming up this ridge. And if we just look right down here, you can see some of the brush that's on fire right now. It looks alarming, but this is actually part of a backburn operation by CAL FIRE crews. I'm going to bring in Tyree Zander, who's a CAL FIRE public information officer. Tyree, this is all part of your efforts to help protect the town of Foresthill, the homes and people's vacation homes and cabins that are in this area.
Yeah, that's correct. As you can see, there is a dozer line down there, as you were mentioning, and what our firefighter one-hand cruiser and our firefighters throughout the area are doing is they're trying to strengthen that control line or the fire break right there by doing a backburn or firing operation to help reduce the fuels from coming up the hill, and they'll back down towards where the head of the fire is, hopefully to limit the further spread of that fire.
Right, so in other words, you're fighting fire with fire. The fire that you're lighting here will slowly burn its way down the hill and eventually meet the fire as it comes up. You also have air attack in the sky as well. Take a look here. We see a large tank helicopter. What helicopter is that, and what's it about to drop?
So that is a Sky Crane made by Sikorsky, and it's a Type 1 helicopter. So it carries a large amount of water. It will come in and it can drop in different increments. So it's a controlled drop, and they're working with air attack on coordination with that, as well as we've had our air tankers as well flying overhead, dropping retardant prior to the front of the fire working its way up.
Tyree Zander with CAL FIRE, Public Information Officer, thank you for that. And we're going to send it back to you as we continue to monitor this backburn operation off of Foresthill Road. CAL FIRE crews working very hard to protect the town and this community from the ongoing mosquito fire. I'll send it back to you.
Very active scene there with our Luke Clary. Luke will check back in shortly. I want you to take a look at your screen. We have mandatory evacuations that have been issued for the new Dutch fire. Placer County deputies say the area near the Monte Vista exit, Ridge Road, Frost Hill, Murray Ranch, and Alta Forestry are all under mandatory evacuation orders. You need to leave now. This is all north of I-80 from Dutch Flat to Alta. Again, we have crews tracking this breaking news throughout the evening. Live team coverage. I think our Bridget Biorlo is standing by now live for us now. Bridget, tell us where you are and what you know so far.
Well, Chris, we are at the Placer County Fairgrounds, the command site for the firefighters who are assigned to the mosquito fire. And you just mentioned evacuation orders. This is why it is so important to keep those evacuation orders and to heed the warnings, because things could change at a moment's notice. And there was a concern for Foresthill because of the vegetation in that area, the steep terrain as well. It's very difficult to build containment lines in that area. Crews have been doing that for the past week. This fire broke out last Tuesday evening, so we're at 7 days now. And what happened this afternoon, the fire jumped from the south to the north over the American River up Foresthill, and that is why we are seeing the fire along Foresthill Road. We have reports of structures already on fire. I want to bring in Jim Mackinson. He is a PIO for the mosquito fire. Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, a very scary time for those who are evacuated. What can you tell us?
Sure. So this afternoon, the fire got across the American River from the south side onto the north side again. Made a run up the canyon walls and is impacting the Foresthill area right now. We have got a lot of resources up there. They brought a lot of resources in. They woke the crews up that were sleeping down here to augment our forces up there, and it's a all hands on deck operation right now. We've got a lot of air tankers flying, supporting those missions also.
And we saw some of them fly overhead as well, dropping retardant, and just, it's a full-on firefight, right? The winds are picking up, which is a big concern, but as you guys were trying to build those containment lines, you're fighting that steep, thick terrain across slopes and ridges. Tell us how difficult it is for a fire like this.
So sure, anybody that's been up in the Foresthill area or many of the canyons in and around the Sacramento Valley that come out up into the Sierra, very, very steep, rocky, treacherous terrain. We all know that we have cliff rescues up there all the time. So the crew's been working, the bulldozers have been working, and we were planning ahead. We get ahead of the fire. We've been cutting containment lines below Foresthill, way beyond the fire perimeter. In case something like this happened, we have a place to start from.
Right, and you definitely staying prepared, and it's going to be a long night ahead. I appreciate you telling us that information, and of course the priority for crews tonight is to preserve life and property, and that's what they're doing up there in Foresthill. We're right now in Roseville. We're going to send it back to you, Chris.
Wow, some incredibly dramatic scenes that we're seeing out there. We're hoping everyone can stay safe, and like she said, the evacuations, please heed those warnings. Go.
Indeed, our live team coverage continues. We are back with breaking news after this.